Chapter 6, Rejuvenation. Time to take Greg on an adventure. Greg wasn't working as much and lost motivation. He was overwhelmed, exhausted, and always upset. I was trying my best, but it didn't feel like enough. I found a place called Man's Cave online. This place had a gun range, car racing, fishing, and a boxing class. "Hey Greg, are you working this weekend?" I asked, looking over my computer screen. "I'm off Saturday and Sunday. I'm working half a day on Friday." He sighed. "Okay, I would like us to go somewhere if that's cool with you." I smiled. "Where are we going?" Greg had his disturbed face on. Sometimes Greg doesn't like my plans, but this time would be different. "We're going to a hotel, just for those 2 days," I said. Greg agreed, but still had his doubts about going. I drove us while he relaxed. We jammed to some music and enjoyed the beautiful road trip. We even pulled over to do something we never tried before, a roadside quickie. Oh, how sensational and freaky it was. We were on a secluded trail. Greg told me to back up off to the side so he could open the trunk. I got out the driver's seat and Greg put me on the trunk bed. He easily slipped off my underwear since I was wearing a dress. Greg's tongue massaged every part of my tiger lily. My moans grew louder as his tongue flickered. Next thing I knew, I was gripping and gushing as he thrust his manhood inside. I positioned myself better so he could grip my cheeks. Greg held me up and gave me the business. In and out, in and out, in and out. I held on for dear life as we both climaxed. He gave me a big French kiss as I released my grip. He exhaled and moaned loudly. Greg was never the one to leave me a mess, or himself for that matter. He grabbed the wipes, I grabbed the paper towels. After we cleaned each other off and the car, we got back on the road. I pulled up to the man's cave. "This is not a hotel. These are cabins," he said, raising his eyebrow. "Nope, that's not a hotel. It's a man's getaway." "Even though it's a man's getaway, I want to experience this with you," I said with a half smile. Greg took a deep breath and we both got out the car. That night we walked around the campground. Sure enough, Greg was excited to see the activities planned. Back at the cabin, Greg talked excitedly about when he used to go to the Boy Scouts. I love watching how excited he gets revisiting memories. In the cabin, there was a sky window. How amazing it was to make love under the stars. The next morning, we joined the other campers at the gun range. Now, I have no idea a pistol from an automatic. I can tell you how thrilled and skilled Greg is with firearms. He was a spectacular teacher. Of course, I was nervous and a little shaky. I managed to get an 80% on my target practice. Greg had near perfect aim. He was able to get 95% of his target. I laughed and thought it would be cheesy for us to frame our souvenirs. Out of the 5 couples that were there, Greg joined 3 of the other men in a competition. Can I tell you, my man blew them out the water. One guy's aim was completely off. The other guy couldn't handle his gun. It flew right out of his hand first shot. Greg was awarded with a medal that had sharpshooter on it. The car racing was next. First, everyone had a free-for-all. We all drove around the track. We were practicing twists, turns, and dodging obstacles. The guys raced the guys, the girls raced the girls, and the girls raced the guys. There were no prizes. This was all for fun. Last but not least, for today, we all went fishing. The amazing part about this, we had to cook whatever we caught. Greg was able to catch a largemouth bass. I caught a trout. Greg cooked this amazing honey glazed bass fillet with teriyaki drizzle. I prepared a trout with garlic lemon butter herb sauce. Together we made the sides, a panzanella salad and french fries to go with our fish. Again, the passion was flowing. The meal gave us energy and strength. Greg propped me up on the counter, soft kisses around my neck, and atop my breast. My arms around his body, pulling him closer. He removed my nightgown and massaged my cheeks. My wet lily stained his boxers. I did not want to rush it. I pushed him back and slid down. On my knees, I pulled out the hammer. He sighed. My tongue moved in circles as he slowly went in and out. Now he knows how freaky his wife likes to get with sucking the hammer. After a while, he could not hold it. He felt himself about to come. He pulled me up and took me to the bed. He on top, then me on top. From missionary to doggy style, to cowgirl, and ending in the golden arch. Staring into each other's eyes, we climaxed and exhaled. You always surprise me, he gushed. I rolled him over and kissed him a few more times. We slept peacefully underneath the stars. Today is our last day. You ready to do some boxing? I asked while throwing some jabs in the air. All Greg could do was laugh. He knows I'm not a fighter, so he cannot wait to see how I'm going to do. Honestly, I can't wait either. Greg wore a deep purple tank top with matching shorts. I wore a lavender tank top with matching leggings. We walked over to the boxing ring in the gym. As soon as we walked in, the walls were filled with famous boxers and posters of boxing matches. Greg was gleaming with excitement as he talked about his fighting days. Greg took a picture of me next to the Muhammad Ali statue. I took a picture of him next to the Joe Louis statue. We both took turns on the punching bag. Greg taught me how to left hook, right hook, and uppercut. I can say I did pretty good, but I felt I would leave all the boxing to him. I took videos of him practicing and sparring with others. He threw a mean left hook and did a few crosses. I watched him block jabs from every angle. He ducked and came up with a forceful uppercut. Oh man, this trip was one for the books. All the great memories that we create together. On our way back home, he was energetic, talkative, and enthusiastic. To his surprise, a few days later, his boss called him and gave him a better job. The next week, Greg came in with fishing rods and boxing gloves for our son, G Jr. Bonding and creating memories to last forever, I said as I started to plan out the next camping trip.